Well, it seems on the positive side that Israel has been successful in decimating Hamas in northern Gaza. But eliminating Hamas in southern Gaza is more complex because of the thousands of Gazans who have left their homes in the north and who are now refugees in southern Gaza. What can be done to move those refugees out of southern Gaza so that Israel can use its air power there and fight like it should be fighting a war?
So I'm not a military strategist. I think Israel does have a plan how to move people around and try to create safe corridors. But I'll tell you the easiest and safest plan, which is not being implemented, in part because of American opposition. Every single conflict in recent decades, and for a long time, have resulted in refugees. The war in Ukraine, 5 million refugees, I believe now, outside of Ukrainian borders. Afghanistan, millions of refugees. Syrian civil war, millions of refugees. American invasion of Iraq, millions of refugees. And now all of these conflicts have caused millions and millions of refugees. Imagine if you had the Russian invasion of Ukraine, or if you had the American invasion of Iraq, and people hadn't been able to flee. Imagine if those countries closed their borders and became pressure cookers for that part. The human toll would be far higher than it already was, and it was already quite high in all of these conflicts. That's exactly what has happened to Gaza. The border between Egypt and Gaza, Egypt being the only border Gaza has with a neutral third country, has been completely sealed by Egypt. They just moved another 40 tanks and are threatening to shoot any Gazans who cross the border. So Afghans can flee, Syrians can flee, Iraqis can flee, Ukrainians can flee, Lebanese can flee, everybody can flee, but not a single Gazan is allowed to flee. And who is the biggest financial backer of the Egyptian military? The United States of America, which has put no pressure on Egypt to open the border. And the Biden administration has supported the closure of the border. And Egypt has made clear why it's closing the border, because they want the Gazans there for political purposes. Their goal is to create a Palestinian state, so they want all the Palestinians there. But what about their human rights? No, we're going to turn them into political tools. And can you imagine not from what we read in the papers, there's a lot of pressure in Gaza. It's bad. The people are malnourished. According to UNRWA, people have been, a day from starvation for 122 days now. I don't think anyone's starving, but I'm sure it's, truly...
It's not nice.
Truly not nice. And not
but
a single person...
Israel's fault.
But not a single person has managed to know. It's clearly Hamas's fault. And even before the war, people wanted to flee Gaza. Even before the war, they had to pay $10,000 a head to get smuggled out by Hamas. They had to pay bribes to Hamas. Hamas doesn't want people leaving. They want them there as human shields. So President Biden is, the tightness of that border. President Biden is treating the Gazan border with Egypt the way he should be treating America's southern border.
Right.
And America's southern border, everybody come.
Anybody wants.
We believe in asylum. We believe let people seek refuge. Let people escape bad situations. But when people come to America, we hear, it's a bad situation down where they come from. You have to.
No question. But they're not seeking asylum. They've gone through many countries to get here.
So we're told, but we have to let them get out. So what about the Gazans?
Yeah. Why can't Biden let them out?
Why can't the Gazans get out? Ooh. And that is the answer to the humanitarian situation. Let the Gazans go. God forbid anyone should be kicked out or pushed. That's not the question.
No. But if they want to go...
We know people want... In every conflict, and this conflict is no different, even before the conflict, people wanted to go. Let them go. Let them. I was a Soviet Jew. Right? Where my people...
Let me go.
Aren't the Gazans good enough?